It's hard to jump into a new show.
Yeah, when you're not sure. And it's funny, we noticed we started getting a lot of new viewers come in around episode 8 or 9, and I think one of the big reasons was, one, I think word was starting to get out that we weren't the show that a lot of people were expecting us to be in a really nice way. And then also, like, it's like, oh, it's going to be around. It's going to stay. I can watch it. And we found a really nice...
I think people were expecting the comics, and then you didn't do the comics, and people didn't know at first that it wasn't the comics, and then people started hearing about it, and they were like, I gotta get into this.
It's the funny thing, it's like, it became a weird, like, if it's not the comic, I don't want it. Wait, it's police procedural, I'm out, and then apparently it's actually pretty good. Who knew? And I get it. Like, I'm a huge fan of the comics, and I wasn't involved in the pilot. I came on after, and I was like, this does not sound like a good idea. And then I saw it, and I'm like, oh, I get it. It's awesome. It's its own thing, and that's what I think is...
In the season, you started slowly introducing the idea that maybe there's some supernatural elements to the show.
Yeah.
How do you balance keeping it straight for these procedural, and this is devil, so there has to be something with all of them.
That is the challenge, and I think what we found, especially towards the back half of season 1, is we found a sense of balance between the things and keeping it grounded, because we're not a hugely supernatural show, and I think that's what makes it feel different than a lot of other shows on the air. There's an element of the fantastic, but it doesn't override too much, and that, I think, lets us be sort of playful and just sort of dip our toes into it a bit, and then occasionally, like in the finale, jump into the water.
And it was really disappointing that we never found out what, and forgive me, I forgot the name of the detective.
Chloe Decker. Chloe.
Of Chloe's secret.
Yeah.
And I was expecting to get something.
But you weren't going to give us that in season 1.
Give us something.
Yeah, it's funny because we introduced it early on, and then we sort of like walked away from it a bit with the intention of like sort of all of a sudden coming back with it in episode, I think it was 11, and that was fun. It was fun to be like, oh, if they decide to ignore this, and like we wanted to sort of lull it into a false sense of who knows. But now season 2, what we've got is this great dynamic of Lucifer doesn't need to work with Chloe. In fact, he doesn't need to be standing side by side with the one person who makes him vulnerable, and yet he does, and that's fun.
Chloe is his half sister.
Oh.
No, I don't like that. They should have
No comment.
So, going into season 2, obviously we are going to get Lucifer's mother who's escaped from hell. How is that changing the dynamic on the show? Because obviously season 1 was very much all about trying to get Lucifer back to hell. But now that someone's escaped from hell, it's going to be all about keeping him there, I guess, to make things right.
Very good question. And I think what I love about it is season 1 was brother versus brother, and brother against that distant father figure who would never talk back to him. Now it's brother with brother trying to find mom, and it's what you get is both an inversion of Lucifer and Amenadiel's relationship, but also this question of who is mom? How does this all fit together? And
if God can't have an immaculate conception, right? So how did you come up with the whole idea that there must be a mom?
It's funny because it just came from us talking about early on. We decided to ground everything, so it's like everything has to feel relatable and normal. So this isn't a story about God and Lucifer. It's a story about a father and a son, and his brother who is always trying to be the best son ever and never gets the love that he wants. So as we started talking about that, you start talking about what are the other familial dynamics, and the question just came up, where's mom? And then all of a sudden we're like, well, wait, there is no mom. It's like, wait, what if there was a mom? And it's like, well, what does that dynamic give you? And then we just found this rich opportunity to play different dynamics with Amenadiel, with Lucifer. I mean, can you imagine mom meeting this girl that you're spending a lot of time with? Like, except she happens to be a celestial goddess.
So did you also think this is in a Disney movie directed on
I'm going to steal that. I like that.
But are they going to react as brothers? They're not going to react the same way to mom. Like, they might be together in this, but their reactions are going to be different.
Well, I mean, the perfect example is Amenadiel's always tried to be God's favorite. So chances are his relationship with mom isn't exactly as strong or as loving as that. So what happens when she comes here? Is she disappointed? Is she angry? Is she pissed? I mean, you saw the look on Lucifer's face at the end. he's clearly terrified, and there's a very good reason for that. I mean, he was, her warden. So all of that has been so much fun, and having someone like Tricia Helfer who can stand toe to toe with.
Tricia's gonna be Mom?
Yeah.
I know Tricia. She's awesome.
She's right there. Yeah, she is fantastic. So thank you guys.